press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Good morning, students. Right. Today, let us discuss a split two portion of the first PUC. The chapters are Newton's laws of motion, friction, and work, power, and energy. To start with the question, we have given two blocks A and B are pushed against the wall with a force of F as shown in figure. The wall is smooth, but the surfaces in contact with A and B are rough. Which of the following statements is true for the system of block, right, to be rest against the wall? Now, so here we have given a wall. There is a block B pressed against the wall, another block A pressed against B, and A is exerted a normal force perpendicular to the wall, right? Whether the system is in equilibrium or not. So, for system is to be in equilibrium, A and B block should not fall down like that. We see it here. When I take the duster, so if I put my finger applying that one, the duster will not fall. Why the duster is not falling? Because its weight is acting in a vertically downward direction. But when I press it, right, the frictional force which acts, right, normal to the applied force, that frictional force, right, acts vertically upwards. So when the frictional force is acting, both are equal, the duster will be at rest, right? So it is the frictional force is equal to mg, then this will be at rest. Say a block will be at rest. So here the surface is rough, it offers frictional force here, right? Is it clear? So see it, if I remove it, so it will fall down. So in this case we have a smooth wall. Smooth wall means coefficient of frictional force, static friction is 0. So there is no frictional force exerted by wall on B, block B, right? So therefore the block B, and also when there is a frictional force between A and B, but that cannot keep the system in equilibrium, so this will falls down due to no friction at all. So the blocks A and B and A, they fall down. So therefore the answer is system cannot be in equilibrium. Is that clear? The students, see the next question. A book is lying on the table. what is the angle between action of the book on the table and the weight of the book. Now, so we have given a table. So a book is lying on the table. So this is a book lying on the table. Now we need to find what is the angle between action of the book on the table and the weight of the book. So weight of the book, W is equal to mg, is acting vertically downwards. We know that, right, from Newton's third law of motion, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So when the book exerts a force equal to weight on the table exerts a reactional force, right? So this reactional force is a reaction and the weight is action, right? So therefore, what is the angle between, right, reactional force and action? That is theta is equal to 180 degree. Therefore, our answer is, right, it is equal to 180 degree. Now, the next question. Two masses of M1 is equal to 10 kg and M2 is equal to 6 kg are attached to a spring which passes over a frictionless fixed pulley as shown in the figure. The acceleration of the masses is, take g is equal to 10 meter per second square. Figure is given. Options are 10, 2.5, 5 and 40 meter per second. Right. We see it here. Right. Now, so we have given a pulley, frictionless pulley, to which a string is passed. Right. Now, a mass M1 has 10 kg and the mass M2 has 6 kg, like that. Now here the tension T is acting in vertically upward direction on M1. So here also tension T is acting on M2 in vertically upward direction. But as a mass of 10 kg is more than the mass of 2 kg, so in fact, so the M1 comes down and the M2 comes up. Since these two are connected bodies, they move with the same acceleration, right? Now here the acceleration, right, produced in the system, so acceleration A is equal to, here it is a net downward force divided by, right, mass, that is a total mass, right? Because we have From Newton's second law of motion, F is equal to ma and A is equal to F by m, right? So that A is equal to net downward force. It is 10 minus 6 into G divided by 10 plus 6, or A is equal to, right, this is a 10 plus, right, 10 minus 4, that is 4 into 10 by 16, or A is equal to 40 by 16, that is equal to 2.5 meter per second square. So the option is 2.5 meter per second square. Now, the next question. A can is filled with water, is revolved in a vertical circle of radius 4 meter, and the water does not fall down. The time period of revolution will be nearly 4 second ಇದೆ, 1 second, 6 second and 2 second. Now, so we have, say, a can like this filled with water, it is at rest. Now, the can is rotated in a vertical circle of a radius is equal to 4 meter. So when the can is upside down, so this is this radius r is equal to 4 meter, just like putting the stone tied and whirled in vertical circle. So water will not spill down, right? That can happen only when the weight W is equal to mg of the water. So must be equal to the centrifugal force m omega square r. We know that for a body moving along a circular path, a centripetal force acts on the body towards the center that keeps the body to move along circular path. At the same time, right, since it is an inertial system, a centrifugal force equal and opposite to the centripetal force is acting, right, away from the center. So the water will not fall when weight of water downwards is equal to centripetal force upwards at this position. So we have water will not fall, right? So when centrifugal force is equal to weight of water. Now centripetal force in terms of linear velocity mv square by r. In terms of angular velocity, it is m omega square r is equal to weight of water, m into g. M get cancelled. This omega is equal to 2 pi by t whole square r into g, or this is 4 pi square by t square r is equal to g, or p is equal to square root ತೆಗೆದರೆ this is 2 pi into square root of r by g, that is equal to 2 into 3.14 into square root of 4 by 10, or p is equal to 2 into 3.14 into square root of 4 ಅಂದ್ರೆ 2 divided by square root of 10. Square root of 10 ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ approximately 3.33. ಇದೆರಡನ್ನು ಅಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಮೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು, ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. ದಟ್ ಟಿ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಔಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 4 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್. ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ? ಒಮೆಗಾ ಇಸ್ ದ ಆಂಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ, ಟಿ ಈಸ್ ದ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಆಫ್ revolution of the can. Right? Is it clear? Right. So the option is 4 second. Now the next question. So two rubber balls A and B having masses 200 gram and 400 gram respectively are moving in opposite directions with a velocity of A equal to 0.3 meter per second. After collision, the two balls will come to rest when the velocity of B is. Options ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. 0.15 meter per second, 1.5 meter per second, minus 0.15 meter per second, and minus 1.5 meter per second. Now we have given two balls. One ball A having mass MA is equal to 200 gram and initial velocity UA is equal to 0.3 meter per second. Another ball B having mass say MB is equal to 400 gram. So the two body wheels collide each other. Now, so after collision, the two balls comes to rest. Two balls comes to rest. ಎರಡು ಬಾಲ್ಗಳ ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ದೆನ್ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ UB. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಬಾಲ್ B so that after collision they becomes 0. Now after collision, from law of conservation of linear momentum, the total momentum before collision is equal to total momentum after collision. That is MA UA plus MB UB, right, is equal to 0. Because right after the collision the body comes to rest. Therefore VA is equal to 0, VB is equal to 0. Right, total momentum after collision is equal to 0. So this is we have 200 into 0.3 plus 400 into UB is equal to 0. So 400 UB is equal to minus 200 into 0.3. So 20 get cancels. So UB is equal to minus 0.6 by 4, that is equal to minus 0.15 meter per second. So the answer is minus 0.15 meter per second. Is it clear? So the question is based on the perfectly inelastic collision. Right. Next question. If the water falls from a dam into a turbine wheel 19.6 meter below, then the velocity of water at the turbine is G is equal to 9.8 meter per second. So here we have a waterfall, right? And there is a turbine here, right, of a hydroelectric AC generator. So this distance H is equal to 19.6 meter. Now we need to find what is the velocity of the water when it reaches the turbine. Turbine reach adaga, right, adardu velocity estirtade. Right, now according to law of conservation of energy, so at the top of the falls, right, that water has a potential energy is equal to mgh. As it falls down, right, the potential energy decreases and the kinetic energy increases. So at the turbine, the kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. So according to law of conservation of energy, energy can neither be created nor be created. Here potential energy maximum, kinetic energy 0. Here kinetic energy maximum, potential energy 0. So here, according to law of conservation of energy, kinetic energy of water at turbine is equal to potential energy of water on top of pump. That kinetic energy half mv square, where m is mass of the body, is equal to mg into h. Get cancel. So v square is equal to 2gh, or v is equal to square root of 2g into h, or v is equal to square root of 2 into 9.8 into 19.6, that is equal to, this is 2 into 9.8, 19.6. So that is equal to square root of 19.6 whole square, or v is equal to 19.6 meter per second. So the option is comes out to be 19.6 meter per second. So the answer is 19.6 meter per second. Now, students, we have the next question. The amount of energy released when 1 gram of heated is ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 1 gram ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Right, it is the unit of mass. That means to say the question is the amount of energy released when 1 gram of mass is heated, or anyway it is converted into energy, right? Now, so the given question, so amount of energy released. Now, so we need to find energy released. E is equal to what? When, right, mass of 1 gram, that is equal to 1 into 10 raised to the power of minus 3 kg is converted into energy. Energy ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ರೈಟ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ? ಸೊ ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಐನ್ಸ್ಟೈನ್ಸ್ mass energy equivalence relation, we have E is equal to mc square. E is equal to mc square. So E is equal to mass in kg 1 into 10 power minus 3 into C, where C is a speed of light in vacuum. That's value we know that 3 into 10 raised to the power of 8 whole square, or E is equal to 10 power minus 3 into 9 into 10 power 16, that is equal to 9 into 10 power, right, 16 minus 3, 13 joule. So this can be written as 9 into 10 raised to the power of 10. ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಉಳಿತದೆ? 10 power 3 ಉಳಿತದೆ. 10 power 3 means kilo, right? Joule. So the energy released is 9 into 10 raised to the power of 10 kilojoule. So the option is 9 into 10 raised to the power of 10 kilojoule. Right? Now the question is, if two persons A and B take 2 seconds and 4 seconds respectively to lift an object to the same height h, then the ratio of their powers is. Now we have given two persons. So A takes, right, 2 seconds to raise an object to a height h ಅಂತಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. Given. So B takes 4 seconds to raise the same object to same height h ಗೆ reach ಮಾಡಿ. Now we need to find the power exerted by person A by power exerted by person B is equal to what? Now simply we have the power is equal to work done by time taken. Work done is equal to force into displacement by time. So force here exerted is equal to mg, where m is the mass of the object. Displacement is say h, height h, right, divided by time. Therefore, we have PA by PB is equal to, so power of A, mgh pi has taken 2 seconds by power of B, mgh by 4, mgh get cancelled, that is 4 by 2, it is equal to 2 by 1. Therefore, PA is 2, PB is equal to 2 is to 1. Right? So, the answer it is 2 is to 1. Right. The next question. A body of mass 5 kg is suspended by a spring balance on an inclined plane as shown in figure. The spring balance measure, right, G is equal to 10 meter per second ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ, right? Options ಇದೆ 25 Newton, 50 Newton, 10 Newton and 500 Newton. Right. Now we have an inclined plane inclined at an angle of theta is equal to 30 degree. Here we have say a block like this, right, of mass m is equal to 5 kg. It is connected to a spring balance, right? Spring balance he connect ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, right? So this is the block. It is here if we have connected a mass m is equal to, so 5 kg here, right? Connect ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಿದ್ವಿ. So ಈಗ now the mass pulls this spring and exerts the force, right? Now generally we take when we have a spring balance, right? When a mass is attached, right, say m, so the reading of the spring balance, right, is equal to tension in the string. So in this case we have, since the mass is at rest, T minus mg is equal to 0, the net force, or T is equal to mg, right? So the mass, the spring, that measures the actual weight when the force is vertically down. But here the force is not along vertically downwards, so it is acting at an angle of 30 degree with the horizontal. Therefore here, so acceleration, right, A is equal to G sin theta. We know that, right, we can resolve, right, this G acting vertically downwards, acting vertically downwards into two components. One along the inclined plane sin theta and perpendicular to inclined plane cos theta. So therefore the reading, right? F is equal to MA, or F is equal to mg sin theta, or F is equal to, right, M mass ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ 5 kg into G, right? Let us take it as 10 meter per second into sin 30 degree. So F is equal to 50 into sin 30 degree is equal to half. So F is equal to 25 Newton, right? So the spring balance reads 25 Newton, and of course it is not in kg, right? Generally the force is measured in SI system Newton. It is called absolute unit, but the force is also measured in gravitational unit, where we have used the kg weight, right? For example, 1 kg weight, right, is the force exerted by gravitational force, in fact exerted by a mass of 1 kg in vertically downwards. That is equal to 1 into 9.8, right? That is equal to 9.8 Newton. So 1 kg weight is equal to 9.8 Newton, but here we have measured the weight or force or a reading, right, in Newton, that is 25 Newton. Therefore answer it is 25 Newton. Now the next question: in a perfectly elastic collision, the relative velocities of the bodies, right, ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. After impact is less than before impact, after impact is equal to before impact impact is 0, after impact is 0. Now the question is on collision. So we know that relative velocity before collision is equal to u2 minus u1. So relative velocity of approach. Now relative velocity after collision is equal to v2 minus v1. That is called relative velocity of separation, right? Now when the two bodies, right, where u1 is initial velocity and u2 is initial velocity of second body before collision, v1 and v2 are final velocities of the bodies after collision. So for perfect, right, elastic collision, right, perfect elastic collision ತಗೊಂಡ್ರಿ, right, the relative velocities of the bodies, right? So u2 minus u1 is equal to v2 minus v1. So for a perfect that velocities, right, the velocities, right, after impact is 0. Perfectly elastic collision, the relative velocities of the body, that should be right. ಸೊ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್, ರೈಟ್, ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್, but for perfectly inelastic collision, for perfectly inelastic collision, so V1 is equal to V2 is equal to 0, therefore, right, so here after collision, so it is equal to 0. V2 minus V1 is equal to 0. The next question: a particle of mass m strikes a wall with an angle of 60 degree with velocity v. The change in momentum is minus 2 mv, mv, 0, mv by 2. Right? Now, so here a particle of mass m strikes the wall at an angle of 60 degree with velocity v. See here, now this is a wall, right? So it incident on the wall, it is normal to the wall, so it incident at an angle of 60 degree, right, with the normal, right. Then we have the velocity is v, and the ball gets rebounded, making the same right angle, because we have angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So with the velocity ಏನಿರ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ v, right, since there is no loss of momentum. So here, when along the normal, the momentum of the body is mv cos theta in forward direction. So the component of momentum, right, along the normal, right, for reflected body, it is minus mv cos theta, where theta is the angle between direction of incidence and the normal, or the direction of reflection to a rebound and the normal. So therefore, we have initial momentum is equal to mv cos 60 degree, that is equal to mv by 2. So final momentum, that is equal to minus mv cos 60 degree is equal to mv by 2, sorry, minus mv by 2, minus mv by 2, right. Now the change in momentum delta p is equal to, so So initial momentum minus final momentum, that is equal to initial momentum mv by 2 minus of minus mv by 2, that is equal to 2 mv by 2, or delta p is equal to, right, mv. So the answer is right, this is mv. The answer is mv. Right. The next question. A particle of mass 0.3 kg is subjected to a force F is equal to minus kx with K is equal to 15 Newton per meter. So what will be its initial acceleration if it is released from a point 20 centimeter away from the origin? So option is 3 meter per second square, 5 meter per second square, and 10 meter per second square and 15 meter per second square, right? Right. Now, we have given that a particle of mass m is equal to 0.3 kg is subjected to a force F is equal to minus kx, right, where K is equal to 15 Newton per meter, is a constant called spring constant or force constant ante helತೀವಿ, right? And now what will be its acceleration? A is equal to what, right, when it released from a point x is equal to 20 centimeter, that is equal to 0.2 meter away from origin, 20 centimeter away from origin, right? Now we see it here. The question is, here we have a horizontal platform, here a rigid support. Now we are having a spring connected here. It is the rest portion, x is equal to 0. In that case, the force exerted on the mass, say m, right, is equal to 0. So when it is pulled, right, so here this is 20 centimeter, it is pulled. Now the spring exerts a force that F is equal to minus kx, right? Negative sign indicates that the displacement and the force are in opposite direction. This is the displacement x and force are in opposite directions. Now when it is released, right, it starts moving, right, towards the origin or towards the spring with an acceleration a. We need to find that acceleration. So when we take magnitude of spring force, right? So F is equal to kx. Now from Newton's laws of motion, second law of motion, F is equal to ma, where m is mass and a is acceleration produced. So this is take from equation 1, from equation 2. We have ma is equal to kx. That means a is equal to kx by m. A is equal to kx by m. That is 15 into 0.2 divided by 0.3, or A is equal to 15 into 2 by 3, that is equal to 10 meter per second square. So the answer is 10 meter per second square. Now, the next question. A bullet fired into a target loses half its velocity after penetrating 25 centimeter. How much further it will penetrate before coming to rest? Now, right. Now we have a bullet, so fired to a target, say like this. This is the bullet having initial velocity u. So it when it enters the block, it experiences a resistive force in opposite direction, frictional force, right? Now that force reduces the speed of the bullet, providing a retardation. So when the bullet has traveled inside the target, say to a distance s1, that is given 25 centimeter. So its velocity, right, becomes u is equal to, right, u by 2, right? So v at this point, we take v is equal to u by 2, final velocity after traveling distance. Now suppose, what is the distance traveled before coming to rest? Let the bullet travels, right, a distance s2 inside the target, where its final velocity v is equal to 0, right? Now we know that work done on a body is equal to, right, the change in kinetic energy, or in this case loss of kinetic energy of a bullet. So now first case, work done W1 is equal to the average force exerted by the target or block is same. So F into S1 is equal to, right, loss of kinetic energy, right, half of this energy, that is equal to half mu, right, by 2 whole square. This is the loss of energy. Now WO2 is equal to Fs2. The final energy by velocity becomes 0, means its kinetic energy becomes 0. Now the loss of kinetic energy is equal to half mu square. Now we need to find what is the distance traveled. After this one, the distance traveled is S2 minus S1. We need to find the value of S2 minus S1. So in 25 centimeter, it loses half of the velocity. Then how much further it will penetrate before coming to rest, right? That is the problem. So now we have Fs2 by Fs1, dividing this. So half mu square divided by, right, half mu square into 1 by 4, when it is square. So Ff get cancelled, half mu square get cancelled. This is equal to 4. That means S2 is equal to 4 S1. That is 4 into 25 centimeter. That is equal to 100 centimeter. So that is, we need to find the penetration, right? So after 25 centimeter nantara, that is S2 minus S1 is equal to 100 minus 25, that is equal to 75 centimeter. So the answer is 75 centimeter. Is that clear? Now, right, we have the question. Next question. A particle of mass m is at rest. A force F acts upon it for a time t. The kinetic energy acquired by it is given Ft by 2m, t square by 2fm, right, F by 2mt square, F square, t square by 2m. Now, so a particle given, a particle of, right, mass m at rest nalli ide. So a force F acts for time interval t vargunu. The kinetic energy acquired by it is, right, kinetic energy and ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನಾವು calculate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, right? Now here we have the kinetic energy acquired, say after a time interval, that is a half mv square, kinetic energy acquired. Now here we have given, see it here, we have to express the kinetic energy in terms of force, time and mass, right? So force and time into time is equal to impulse, that is equal to delta p, the change in momentum, right? And we have mass into velocity is equal to momentum, and half mv square is equal to kinetic energy. So using these three concepts, we can find the solution for it, right? So that is the idea behind that one. So half mv square, that is equal to half into, right, m square v square by m, multiplying by m and dividing by m, that is equal to, so m square v square is equal to p square. So that is p square by 2m, this kinetic energy. But we have impulse is equal to, change in momentum is equal to, right, force into time. That is the product of impulsive force into time of impact. Therefore, we can write kinetic energy is equal to p square, that is f square t square by 2m. So, if the force acts on a body for a time interval t and m is the mass of the body, then after a time interval t, the kinetic energy acquired is equal to f t square by 2m. Therefore, the answer is f square t square by 2m. Is it clear? Now, the next question. 300 joule of work is done in sliding a block of mass of 2 kg up to an inclined plane of height 10 meter. Work done against friction is, take G is equal to 10 meter per second square. Option is given 100 joule, 0, 50 joule and 200 joule. Now, we have given that an inclined plane is there like this. This is the given problem. So, a body of mass is at there. Here, its energy is 0. So, energy is equal to 0, work done is equal to 0 at this point. Now, to move or to slide, right, along the inclined plane, say to a height h from the ground, the total amount of work done is equal to 300 joule. Now, when it is moved on inclined plane, according to law of conservation of energy, work done on a body appears as potential energy in this case. When it is taken to a height h, the energy possessed by the body is equal to potential energy. The work done on the body, must be equal to the gain in potential energy of the body. So here we have work done on body is equal to 300 joule. Let us find what is the gain. So here we need to find, so what is to be found? Work done against friction. Is equal to what, right? Because there is a friction between the inclined plane and the surface of the body. So gain in potential energy, obviously it is equal to mgh, right? So that is gain in potential energy is equal to m, mass is given 2 kg, into g, take it as 10, into H. So H is given to be 10 meter. So that is equal to, so 200, that is equal to 200 joule. See here, work done in sliding to height 10 meter is 300 joule. But the body gains only 200 joules of energy. What about that remaining 300 minus 200? That is 100 joule. So that is the work done against the friction, and that appears in the form of energy and is radiated due to temperature difference, and we call it as a loss of energy in the form of heat. Generally, whenever the machineries are working, the machinery gets heated up because of this friction. Now here, so work done against friction is equal to, it is the total work done, that is 300 joule, minus the energy gain, that is 200 joule, and that is equal to 100 joule. The work done against the friction is 100 joule. So the answer is 100 joule. Right. Now, a force of F is equal to kx square acts on a particle at an angle of 60 degree with x-axis. The work done in displacing the particle from x1 to x2 will be. So, is that clear? Now, we have given a force F is equal to kx square, where K is proportionality constant, I think you write it downwards, So given F is equal to kx square, where K is proportionality constant and x is the distance. So as the body moves, the force changes with respect to x. So that means the force is a variable force, ಅಥವಾ varying force act ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಬಾಡಿ, and it acts an angle of theta is equal to 60 degree with the x-axis, So this is x-axis, the force F is equal to kx square is acting at an angle, making an angle 60 degree with the x-axis, Now we need to calculate the amount of work done. W is equal to what? In displacing the particle from x1 to x2. That is, say, this is from x1. This is somewhere the distance x2, so that is the amount of work, W. So here the force, the component of force here, this is equal to F cos theta. The force F is acting in this direction, but the magnitude or component of force along the x-axis is F cos theta, Therefore, for work done by a constant force, for constant F work done is equal to Fs cos theta, or work done is equal to Fds cos theta, where ds is the right small amount of displacement. But here the force is the variable force, right? Therefore, the work done by varying force W is equal to integral from, right, x1 to x2, right? It is F into dx, right? So that is equal to, right, integral from, right, x1 to x2, right? So that F into dx is it. So this is F, right, cos theta, right, into dx, or work done is equal to integral from x1 to x2. This is F, right, k x square cos 60 degree into dx, that is equal to, right, so here cos 60 degree is 1 by 2 and k is constant. Taking out k by cos 60 degree half 2, then integration from x1 to x2, right, we have x square into dx, or we have work done is equal to k by 2 into integrating that x square using x to the power of n into dx is equal to x to the power of n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. This is x1 to x2. So that indicates that 3 taking out k by 6 is equal to, so applying, right, upper limit minus lower limit, right, this is x2 cube minus x1 cube. So the option is, that is the k by 6, x2 to the power of 3 minus x1 to the power of 3. Therefore, the answer is k by 6 into x2 to the power of 3 minus x1 to the power of 3. Now, a block of mass m is placed in contact with a car of mass capital M as shown in figure. The coefficient of friction between the surfaces in contact is mu. The acceleration of the cart such that the block does not slide down will be. Now we have given, right, there is a cart, right, of mass m moving with an acceleration a. Here we have placed a small mass m, right, just we have placed here, not attached to it. So the question is, right, the acceleration of the cart such that the block does not slide down. Now we see here, suppose we are having a truck here. Truck with a box placed here. When this truck suddenly starts moving with an acceleration A in forward direction, the block slides backwards with an acceleration A. Right. So here, this acceleration, the body slide backwards due to the inertial frame of reference. Here, the force acting is the fictitious force. It is the same as when we are standing in a bus, stationary bus, and the bus suddenly starts moving, we have a tendency to fall back, right? So this force acting on the body is a pseudo force, right? The pseudo force, right, is equal to, right, mass of the body into acceleration of the system. The force acting on our body in a stationary bus, say when bus is just starts moving in forward direction, the fictitious force or pseudo force acting on our body is equal to mass of our body into acceleration of the bus, but in opposite direction. So here, when the cart is moving with certain acceleration, the mass experiences a force, pseudo force in opposite direction. That pseudo force, right, F, right, pseudo force is equal to ma. So here the weight is acting on that mass m in downward direction. If there is no upward force, the body will slide downwards. Here the pseudo force Fp is acting, right, perpendicular to this surface. Now here the frictional force comes into play. That frictional force is equal to mu into, right, MA, pseudo force. This frictional force acting vertically upwards, right, balances the weight. If this frictional force acting vertically upward direction, right, balances the weight, then the mass will not slide. Clear that? So cart is a non-inertial frame of reference moving with an acceleration. So a pseudo force acts in the opposite direction. A component of that reactional force acts in upward direction. As I have explained earlier, you see it here. The force is applying in horizontal direction. Weight is vertical downward. Still it is balanced because the frictional force is in upward direction. It is a normal force, right? So at equilibrium, that means the mass will not fall. This frictional force mu into ma is equal to weight. Mg equal again, right? So mm get cancelled. So mu is equal to G by E. So therefore the answer is mu is equal to G by A. So when the coefficient of, right, friction is equal to G by A, then the body will not slide. Now, if a body of mass m is carried by a lift moving an upward acceleration A, then the forces acting on the body are the reaction R on the floor of the lift upwards, the weight mg of the body acting vertically downwards. The equation of motion is given by, for option is given, r is equal to ma minus mg, r is equal to mg plus ma, r is equal to mg minus ma, r is equal to mg into ma, right? Now, we have given so it is a lift with the cable. Now on the platform we are having, right, a body of mass m here. Now when it lies on the platform of the lift, now the weight acts on the platform in vertically downward direction. Now, according to Newton's third law of motion, for every reaction there is equal and opposite reaction. A reaction R is acting on it. Suppose if the lift starts moving with an acceleration A, right? So the lift is moving upwards with an acceleration A. If m is the acceleration on the A, then the force on the lift is equal to ma in vertically opposite direction. You see it now. Ma is the force acting on the lift in upward direction, R is the reaction in upward direction, mg is the weight in downward direction, right? So when lift is moving upwards ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ the net upward force, right, is equal to the reactional force minus mg. ಎರಡು ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಲಿಫ್ಟ್ ಏನಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಮೂವ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ರೈಟ್? ಲಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಿರ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತದೆ, ಅಪ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಇರ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ma vertically upward direction, right, that must be equal to r minus mg. Upward force minus downward, or R is equal to ma plus mg. So for downward motion, this is equal to mg minus ma, right? So for upward motion, the reactional force is R is equal to ma plus mg. So the answer is R is equal to ma plus mg. Now the next question, a body of mass 0.4 kg starting at origin at t is equal to 0 with a speed of 10 meter per second in positive x direction is subjected to a constant force F is equal to 8 Newton towards negative x-axis. Calculate the position of the particle after 25 seconds. Now we have given a body of mass m is equal to 0.4 kg. So when t is equal to 0, it is at the origin x is equal to 0 ದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, right? Now at starting at origin at t is equal to 0, it is at position x is equal to 0 and it has initial velocity u is equal to 10 meter per second towards, right, positive x direction ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, right? 10 meter per second. Now a force F is equal to 8 Newton is acting in a negative x-axis. Therefore, F is equal to minus n Newton, minus 8n, because it is acting in opposite direction. You see it here. This is positive x. This is negative x. The body is here of mass m with initial velocity u and the force is acting in opposite direction. Now we need to find the position x is equal to what? So after time t is equal to 25 seconds. Right. It is a simple case of a particle moving on a straight line with an acceleration, right, covering distances with time and acquiring velocity. So here straight away we can use equations of motion, that is s is equal to ut plus half at square. So to calculate the distance, for that we need to find acceleration a is equal to what? So now acceleration a is equal to, straight away I take f is equal to, right, a is equal to f by m from Newton's law, that is equal to minus 8 by 0.4, that is equal to minus 20 meter per second square. Now this acceleration is minus 20 meter per second. Now using s is equal to ut plus half at square, x is equal to ut plus half at square. So x is equal to u 10 into 25 plus half into minus 20 into 25 square. So x is equal to, this is 250 minus into plus minus, this is 2 times 10, right? So minus 10 into 25 square, 625, or x is equal to 250 minus 6250, that is minus 6000 meter. So the answer is minus 6000 meter. So is that clear? And that completes our question. I think one more is there. Yes, one more is there. Now, next question, I mean the last question. 3 blocks of masses 2 kg, 3 kg and 5 kg connected to each other and placed on a frictionless horizontal surface as shown. The force F on the system is. So we have given 3 blocks of 2 kg, 3 kg and 5 kg. They are connected by the strings. Strings in the connect ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತೀವಿ. Now a force F is acting on the body that produces an acceleration of 1 meter second square means that represents acceleration. So an acceleration of 1 meter per second square in the direction of force. So we need to find what is the force. The net force on the system is F, but the force on 3 kg is T1 and this can be T2. T1, T2 are not necessary. We need to find only the force. That force is equal to, right, this is a total mass into acceleration. So force is equal to total mass 2 plus 3 plus 5 into acceleration is 1, or F is equal to 10 meter per second square. So the answer is 10 meter per second square. Right. So that completes our question. So far we have discussed 20 questions, right? So you go through it. Okay, thank you very much. Right, we have given 3 blocks lying on frictionless horizontal surface. Block 1 connected to block 2, which is connected to block 3. It is of mass 2 kg, 3 kg and 5 kg. So a mass force F, so applied on the system, produces an acceleration A is equal to 1 meter per second square, CTM. So meter per second square is the unit of acceleration, 1 meter per second square. Now we need to find what is the total force acting on the body. So the force acting on the body is equal to total mass into acceleration of the system. F is equal to ma. So F is equal to total mass into acceleration. F is equal to total mass 2 plus 3 plus 5 kg into 1 meter per second square, or F is equal to 5 plus 5, 10 into 1, it is 10 meter per second. So the answer is 10 meter per second. Okay, so that completes the discussion of this portion. So I think I hope, right, you understood the concept, right? Okay, we will continue in the next class. So thank you very much.